Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Jay, again. We're going to do the 16th installment of my Road to WrestleMania series where I review WrestleMania from 1 through 40 until we get to the end. Each and every WrestleMania until we get to the end. And right now, this is WrestleMania 16, aka WrestleMania 2000. Now, they're calling it this because it's the year 2000. This is the first WrestleMania of the new millennium. Uh, and it's a very interesting one. To kick off the new millennium, WWE starts off very interesting. We start off the year with Triple H as the WWF champion, and his wife, Stephanie McMahon, she is by his side. He starts off feuding with Mick Foley, and he and Mick Foley, and Mick Foley was at first fired, and then he reemerges as Cactus Jack, and he and Foley have a match at the Royal Rumble 2000. It's a street fight, Madison Square Garden. Foley knew he had to bring out the big guns, so he brought out Cactus Jack. But unfortunately, it's not enough to get it done. Foley loses the match at the Royal Rumble 2000. But that's not the end, guys. They will have a rematch, a Hell in a Cell match at No Way Out. And that's will ensure Triple H is going to WrestleMania. Now, who will he go to WrestleMania and face? Well, the winner of the 2000 Royal Rumble is The Rock. By eliminating the Big Show, keep in mind, Big Show was the former champion before Triple H. Triple H defeated the Big Show to win the title back again. So there's still some animosity. Big Show would like to be the number one contender. But The Rock wins. But then The Rock puts his number one contendership up against the Big Show, and the Big Show wins. So there's still some discrepancy about who will go to WrestleMania. First The Rock, and then the Big Show. Finally, Vince McMahon returns, and he helps The Rock secure a chance at WrestleMania. So Vince McMahon and The Rock are now allies, and Vince, of course, is pissed at Stephanie for turning on him at Armageddon 1999. But Shane appears to help the Big Show, who's in an uneasy alliance with Triple H. So Shane is helping the Big Show. The Big Show is now a heel, with having Shane help him try to defeat The Rock. Vince McMahon is now a babyface, and he's helping The Rock. And then on top of all this, Linda McMahon emerges, saying that Mick Foley is reinstated and that Mick Foley will be in the match. So basically, and she'll be in Mick Foley's corner. So you have Vince McMahon in The Rock's corner, Shane McMahon in Big Show's corner, and Stephanie McMahon in Triple H's corner, and Vince McMahon in The Rock's corner, and Linda McMahon in Mick Foley's corner. So you have a four corners elimination match for the WWF Championship at this WrestleMania. The WrestleMania took place on April the 2nd, April the 2nd, 2000. Now, other interesting matches on this show, the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys, and Edge and Christian. The Hardy Boys came to the WWE from ECW. The Dudley Boys came from ECW. The Hardy Boys were already there, but they had to develop a gimmick because originally they were just there as enhancement talent. But in their feud with Edge and Christian, they recruit the services originally of Michael P.S. Hayes, a.k.a. Doc Hendricks, and they transform him to Michael P.S. Hayes. Honestly, this match is the best match on the show and what most people remember from this event. Most people do not remember the main event because the main event to me was so convoluted. You know, all you had to do was have The Rock versus Triple H. Triple H defeating Mick Foley both times in a street fight and in Hell in a Cell and going to WrestleMania to take on The Rock. You didn't need Mick Foley and the Big Show in the match. But anyway, let's jump right into it. The first match is Big Boss Man and Bull Buchanan defeat the Godfather and D'Lo Brown. They have they they are accompanied by their guest Ice T with the whole train. Ice T, yes, the rapper. Hardcore Holly uh, wins the Hardcore Battle Royal by defeating Crash Holly, the champion. TNA Test and Albert with Trish Stratus defeat Cheesehead Al Snow and Steve Blackman. And finally, Edge and Christian, the Dudley Boys, and the Hardy Boys. This triangle ladder match is amazing. Like I said, this is the best match on the show. This is the match that when people go back to WrestleMania 2000, this is the match that they remember, not the main event. Terry Runnels with Fabulous Moolah defeats the Cat in a cat fight with Val Venus as a special guest referee. This was the only one-on-one match on the whole show, guys. China and Too Cool defeat the Radicals. Now, who are the Radicals? This is the interesting part. 2000 is a year of major changes for the WWE. For one, in 1999, the company went public. For two, this event does not have Stone Cold Steve Austin, nor does this event have The Undertaker. Both are out. Stone Cold Steve Austin is out with an injury. He was supposedly run over, we find out later, by Rikishi at Survivor Series to help Triple H. And, this was also the year that the entire mid card of WCW got gutted out. What happened was Vince Russo came in, like I said, October of '99, pushing from WWF, pushing all the younger WCW talent. Finally pushing Bret Hart after Bret Hart had been there for almost 2 years, almost 1 year and a half, and really floundered in the mid card in U.S. title matches with Kurt Hennig and go nowhere feuds with Ric Flair. Russo changes all that and puts the title on Bret Hart. He also emphasizes Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, Perry Saturn, all these guys that had been in mid card hell. He starts putting the emphasis and focus on them, and they like that. But the ratings aren't delivering. So WCW's management, they want to go back to the old way. So they get Kevin Sullivan back in the saddle. But these guys don't like Kevin Sullivan, especially Chris Benoit, since he stole Kevin Sullivan's wife. He doesn't trust him. Now, Kevin Sullivan tries to smooth him over at Sold Out 2000 when he puts the belt on him after Benoit beats Sid, right? But Benoit still doesn't trust him, and they say if he puts Sullivan back in charge, we're walking out of the company. Well, WCW puts Sullivan back in charge, and these guys walk out of the company. They show up on Raw sitting in the front row, very reminiscent of the NWO. So that's Eddie Guerrero, Perry Saturn, Chris Benoit, and Dean Malenko. These four, the heart of WCW's mid-card. I was shocked when I first saw them on WWF TV. And they are out here to do battle initially with D-Generation X. Or so we thought, but then they turn on Mick Foley and they join up with DX. So China and Too Cool are taking on these guys, the Radicals. At least Perry Saturn, Dean Malenko, and Eddie Guerrero. Now Chris Benoit was the main star. Each one of them said, if you don't push any any of us, if you don't push any one of us, at least push Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit deserves it. Chris Benoit is wrestling a match against Chris Jericho and Kurt Angle, a three-way match, a triple threat match for the Intercontinental and European titles. And this match is another very tremendous match. It's noteworthy going back and watching. And Kane and Rikishi defeat G Generation X, X-Pac and Road Dogg with Tori. And the San Diego Chicken comes out, and Rikishi gives him a stink face, and Kane choke slams him. And people think it's the San Diego Chicken. That is Pete Rose is dressed as the San Diego Chicken, because for 3 WrestleManias, 14, 15, and 16, Pete Rose and Kane have had some kind of interaction. And finally, the main event. This is a very short review because I didn't like this WrestleMania. I'm only doing it because it's on the list. It's terrible. It sucked. But it ends with Triple H being the first heel in history to ever walk out of WrestleMania as the champion. It was all a ruse to begin with. Vince McMahon turns on The Rock. Shane McMahon also helps Triple H win, and you get the beginning of the McMahon-Helmsley alliance. So basically, all that storytelling, all that guilt that Vince McMahon was made to feel because he had his daughter abducted in 1999 is all for nothing, because it was all an attempt to fool Stone Cold Steve Austin, or in this case, The Rock. Because while Stone Cold Steve Austin is out with an injury, The Rock takes up as the #1 babyface in the company. The guy really pushing the company line, and becomes more popular than Stone Cold Steve Austin ever was. Financially, this is the greatest year the WWE's ever had in their history, but WrestleMania-wise, this WrestleMania I could do without. This is a throwaway WrestleMania. So anyway, that's it for WrestleMania 16. But as we go into WrestleMania 17, Stone Cold will be back. He will return. And not only will he return, but he will win the Royal Rumble. And The Rock will also win the WWF Championship. And for the next event, the event that many people consider the greatest wrestling show of all time, WrestleMania 17, Austin Rock 2 in Texas, baby. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.